What's up YouTube, JetRocco7 here with another game discussion for Vanguard, and I'm going to be going in depth on the 4 kinds of triggers in the game: crit, heal, draw, and stand. So first off, the offensive triggers mostly are crit and stand. Obviously, if you know how to play the game, more offensive. I think these are more defensive: heal and draw. I think draw is more defensive than offensive because you could draw a null guard off of it, you know, or fodder for a null guard, like if you need it and stuff. That's probably the only reason I see it as more defensive. Like its shield, it's the only trigger with 5,000 shield. That's not really, you know, good for draw triggers, but I think draw triggers do help, because if your deck has no way of like plussing, you need draw triggers. So it's sometimes an essential, but not a lot of people run draw triggers, like if they plus with their deck, you know, like in the main build without triggers. So they don't want to waste their trigger room for draws. They would put in stands or crits, because the crits and stands both have 10k, so which is good. So critical triggers. In my opinion, critical triggers, like all triggers are good, right? But between the two offensive ones, I feel like in the long run, stands are more annoying. Like Nova Grapplers, their archetype is based on standing and stuff. So if, you know, all their rear guards are attacked and, you know, they have a Shurikaiser's Vanguard, you know, if they drive check a stand trigger and a grade 3, that's a free attack from a rear guard plus its booster again, plus the 10k, if or plus 5k from one stand trigger. And you know, that's totally negging your hand. You know, you might have to guard 10k, you know, and that's like really annoying, like super annoying. I play my friend, he doesn't run a Shurikaiser, but his Invincible Overlord deck, when, you know, he runs 8 stands in the deck, so if he stands Overlord again, it begins to become an uphill battle for me when I play him, which is yeah, it's a really hard uphill battle to, you know, come back from. Crits, I run 8 crits in Kageros, very standard. So if you know what you're playing against, you can pretty much tell the trigger lineup. And crits do force people, like, they become paranoid to guard because they don't want, you know, to get crit at 4 damage, you know, because maybe they might not pull a heal trigger or whatever. I mean, crit's a normal trigger to me. It's not, I feel like stand is just a little bit better. I don't really know why. It's just in a sense that, because if they pull a heal trigger, yeah, I mean, that's bad or whatever. Because the stand will just neg your opponent's hand, you know, even more. That's the only reason I feel like this is a little bit better than a crit. Because crits are, you know, crits make you win the game, like, luckily. Stands, you actually neg the hand, and they could probably guard against the unit that stands back up. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, let me know in the comments what you think. And then the more defensive triggers, heal and draw. Heals, you know, there's nothing really to talk about. I have played a game against my friend that plays Paladins where he has pulled a double heal. That definitely led to him winning. And, you know, that was very demoralizing. And, draw triggers. I like draw triggers in Kageros because like late game, if, you know, there really is a late game and I still have draw triggers left, Airmo is not putting in work, you know, and I don't run Gojos for draw. Airmo is not putting in work. So when I drive check draw triggers and, you know, I get something I need, like a null guard for late game, or I draw like just something to thin the deck to get, you know, to the rest of my triggers on my next turn. That's why I like draw triggers. And most draw triggers do have a decent effect too. It's kind of like balancing out their shield at 5k. They do have decent effects like this one. I can retire Barkle with Gatling Claw and stuff. And I think it's also good they have the 5k because draws, if you think about it, it's just another plus for your deck. The 5k does you know, take up room or whatever, but you can use it as no guard fodder. I use it as ammo fodder all the time. And draw triggers really help me thin out the deck, as long as I, you know, don't draw trigger, and they help me draw my no guards, which is you know, it could help draw no guards, which could definitely help you survive that turn. So that's just kind of my small discussion on triggers, you know, the spells and traps of Vanguard, I guess, even though they're technically monsters. But yeah, triggers are probably the most interesting part of this game, actually. You know, there are some games where just like, oh, you know, he sacked a crit, and then, you know, the defensive player's like, oh, he sacked 2 heal triggers. It's definitely probably the luck. It is the luck part of the game, which is fine. I mean, it's not like you can increase the count, you know, above 16, and you can't decrease the amount, which is cool. I like how there is a set amount of triggers where you only have 16, and limiting heal to 4 is good, and I like that. But yeah, let me know what you think of triggers. You know, comment below, like, yeah, one time I got, you know, double stand or whatever, and it was just, that led to, you know, my victory. Yeah, that's my trigger discussion for Vanguard. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Peace.